Down in the desert for UCF's final game of the season in the 2014 Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Again, the number 6 Baylor Bears. Chip Fontanazzan and Pat O'Hara previewing this game the Knights are going to be playing in. And Pat, it's kind of like a dream come true for UCF. You know, at the beginning of the season, they knew heading into a BCS conference in the American, if they win it, they're going to a BCS bowl game, and now they're here.
It's really been a dream season. There's so many big games this year. You go all the way back to Penn State and 93,000 people and answering the call, winning that football game. You know, the Memphis game, 2 touchdowns in 9 seconds. Louisville comeback, Temple comeback. The Catch. It's been a magical year, and it culminates here in Scottsdale and in Arizona.
And UCF obviously facing the Big 12 champion in Baylor, and that team is a very fast team, has a very high-powered offense. But what kind of things does UCF have to do to slow them down?
Well, they've faced some teams that run with a high pace, you know, as far as they do offensively. UCF's done a pretty good job of that. Statistically, you know, Bryce Petty's had, I think, 5 more passes attempted than Blake. Very, very similar as far as that goes. In rushing yards, about the same attempts as far as carries and about the same yards. So really even statistically, this team is very good, though. Very high-powered, high-paced, good football team. I think it's great going into the game as an underdog. We've been a team with marked X's on our back the whole season, and now we go in as a huge underdog. I think it's great for the guys.
You hear some people say, you know, they played a close game against Temple. They played a close game against USF, but good teams do win the close games.
They found ways to win. I think it really starts with our quarterback. You know, Blake is his poise, you know, his demeanor in the huddle. I think when you have players around your quarterback that believe that we're going to get it done no matter what the situation is huge, and it's shown week in and week out in many circumstances and different stages and scenarios. So I think this team is battle tested. I think they're ready for this moment. I like the fact that we're an underdog going into this football game. I think it allows the players to play freely and play loose.
You talk about a stage. This is the biggest stage that UCF has ever played on. They're playing at University of Phoenix Stadium, one of the top stadiums in the NFL. How do the Knights have to deal with that?
I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to be excited to play. Like, you know, played at Penn State. That was a huge stage. I mean, there were 93,000 loud people in there, and that was early in the season with a lot of young players and a lot of underclassmen, and answered the call. In Louisville, a lot of fans, loud, live television. You know, I've been on ESPN many games and played night games, played day games. So, again, this team's battle-tested. I think they're ready for this culmination of this event here at the Fiesta Bowl.
Obviously a bowl game this week. The players have had a chance to go around Phoenix, Glendale, and enjoyed themselves, but now it's game day mode, and talk about what the players have to do now since they are getting ready to play a game.
Well, they're ready. You know, they're going to go over and check out the stadium briefly and have a final run-through. And you know, Coach O'Leary just had his press conference. He said last night he did bed check at 10:30, and they were all asleep. He said, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. He said, we'll see. So I think it's a good thing. I think the players are focused, and that starts with leadership and Coach O'Leary, and he knows how to prepare for a bowl game, and I believe the team's prepared.
And the Knights will be playing the Baylor Bears on New Year's Day at University of Phoenix Stadium in the 2014 Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Don't forget, Mark Daniels and Pat O'Hara will have the call on the game. Kickoff is set for 8:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Mountain Time out here. For Pat O'Hara, I'm Chip Fontanazzan. Knights fans, don't forget you can listen in to the 2014 Tostitos Fiesta Bowl when UCF takes on Baylor on AM 740 The Game in Orlando.